Big question, couples, relationship driven people that are together, married, not married, whatever you are. Here's the question: separate or joint accounts? What's been most successful in your relationship? Are you sharing in everything? Are you keeping things separate? I'm interested to know because I find as an advisor, this is a conversation that I've really seen the best of both worlds. And there is no right answer, so there is no wrong answer. The answer is what works for you is best. Personally, I've often used the story of how when I first got married and how I came from just pinching pennies and counting every dollar, and maybe my viewpoint on spending was a little different than my wife's viewpoint. And so I found that I was way too in the weeds. And if we were going to have a very successful marriage, it was going to be best for me to get out of the weeds, separate our accounts, create some level of organizational structure with that. So certain bills were paid in one direction and other bills were paid in another. My wife will often tell people she paid the mortgage, which she did. And that was empowering for us as a couple. We knew we were both contributing and we were helping. And quite frankly, at the time, she was a teacher and I was a new advisor, and we were making about the same amount of money at that time. So it was very, very good to be aligned, but also to have some equal ground. It was nice to be able to buy a present for each other without the other knowing automatically what we spent. It was definitely also good to align when big purchases were coming in because we were together on it. But we could bring our separate accounts together. And I was less in the weeds, therefore less getting myself into trouble with things I probably should have stayed out of. With the joint account thing, I've had couples come in here and they've had a turning point in their marriage. And as a married couple, they've run separate accounts forever, but maybe they've taken a Ramsey class on the total money makeover at their church, or they've done something where they've started tracking and paying down debt and everything's aligned. They are joint, and they see everything and they work together. And quite frankly, it's been one of the biggest unifiers in their marriage. Let's be honest, folks, people get divorced for one or two reasons. I usually stay out of one of them, but the one I'm in is finances. And the reality is when you're talking about money, that's a big topic that often ends in the disastrous relationship ending. And money and where you come from with how you spend your money can be very, very important. And so when you talk about that joint relationship and that joint account and you're looking at how you manage it together, it can be extremely successful, extremely liberating to be on the same page. And so there is no right or wrong answer, but I would ask you, are you using separate accounts or joint accounts? As a couple, what works for you? I'm Scott Danner. Thanks for joining me. Let me know below in the comments. Help me figure out if there is a right or wrong answer. What's yours?